It's all bullshit. None of it's not real. The real world is absolutely in love with my brother and I's message because they know we're the only people fucking sticking up for men in the world. Take this podcast away. Myron's another good one. He does the truth. 3 or 4 people, you take those names away, find anything on the internet that gives a shit about men at all, and you won't.
That's facts, man. God damn.
Wow. Good addition, creepy little Down syndrome baby. Thank you for haunting my dreams.
Yeah, you're right, though. The people calling you out, like Misfit Patriot, he just got exposed.
Oh, yeah, he just got arrested for beating up an old lady or something.
Yeah, over 60.
Wait, what? Did you have any idea? Misfit Patriot was arrested. Who the fuck is this guy? Also, and more importantly, what the fuck is this guy? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sean Kelly. This is his totally real, absolutely 100% legit podcast, The Digital Social Hour. And he is a real, not made of AI ones and zeros, living boy. He's a human being or something. I believe he was described last episode as racially androgynous, which I couldn't agree with more. And speaking of androgyny, apparently Andrew Tate knew some stuff about Misfit Patriot I had no idea about. He beat up an old woman. I don't know if maybe he's getting things confused with Misfit Patriot and what happened with Misfit Patriot's mother. But what I do know is Misfit Patriot was just recently found not guilty. And how did he celebrate? I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a lose for us. But he celebrated the way every lol cow ever celebrates, by going on the internet and showing his ass. And I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean it literally. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode, I'm going to introduce you to Sean Kelly, a totally real human being with a totally real podcast and more Misfit Patriot updates. This is Pod Off.
He's mastered that art of trolling.
Welcome.
And the news.
I'm the news. Hi, I'm the news. That's the news. That was the news. Hi, everybody. This is Pod Awful TV.
Oh, Jesse.
Super Show. Hey. Hi, henchman.
Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
I'm your host, Jesse P.S. Happy to be here, of course. This is Pod Awful, your number one trusted news source when it comes to freaky little creatures who live on the internet and, of course, the horrible happenings in the digital alleyways of the dark future. We're live over at podawful.tv, as we tend to be over at podawful.tv on Thursdays for our Primo episode. We got the live chat room going on over there. Happy to be here. They're saying, whoa, he's a chank. Whoa, I don't know. Wait, what does that mean? Oh, I didn't mean to say that. Wait a second. You fooled me into saying a word that I did not realize. I know what you mean. We got to racially figure out what's going on with Sean Kelly here in a second. It's getting fucking bizarre out there. I know this is a bit of a jump scare for folks out there. Share the show, podawful.tv. Hit like, all that jazz. Big news for this episode. We tend to do our Primo episodes on Thursdays. This is a Primo episode. However, I'm lowering the level for tonight only. For this episode only, this episode will be in the $6 level of the pizza fund. Okay?
How low can we go?
That's as low as we can go, to be honest. Podawful.pizza. But I feel bad.
Lower the standard.
You know, we've been dealing with this whole shamaniacal situation with Vimeo, as you guys know. And I feel bad because I haven't really done the $6 level pod after shows as a result. Every single time we're going live in the Pizza Fund right now, it's an experiment. I'm having to figure it out as we go. And so I want to cut down on those experiments. It's the whole reason we haven't done a World War episode yet and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to get everything, all the kinks, everything smoothed out I know I have to keep doing the Primo episodes, but anyway, I want to give something to the $6 level people out there so that they don't feel like they're getting gypped, which is another term I'm not actually supposed to say on YouTube, probably. Turns out you're not allowed to say gypsy no more. Now, I dated a gypsy a long time ago, and she used to call herself and her family gypsies, which I always found fascinating. She also used to call her family, and I don't know if this is okay, criminals. So I'm not really sure if there's a correlation there, but she seemed to think so. Not a judgment call I'm making. I'm certainly not going to make that judgment call on whatever the fuck this new thing is. Again, we got a whole new type of thing. Sean Kelly's out there. He's breaking new ground. They're inventing brand new. Again, I said this last time. Pray to dear God, this guy never, ever has to get a transfusion of any kind, okay? Bone marrow, blood. He'll never find a donor. They can't find a match. What were we saying? Somebody said he was a clone last time, which I really like. There is.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? There is a, there's this vibe going on with a lot of these sort of internet characters where you go, yeah, this is a test tube baby. People have been saying this about Nick Fuentes, a guest on his show, for a while now. I do believe, and this is going to, listen, there's also something about them where they're all twinks. I don't like using that phrase, that term, twink. Because we got psyoped. We got psyoped by gay. By the way, happy Pride Month, everybody. Again, we're still celebrating Pride here at PodAWFUL, as are all of the people in the audience right now. Every henchman out there has been celebrating Pride all month long. I think we got psyoped into this twink term. And bear, by the way, we have to release these from our lexicons, our personal dictionaries. Just go in there with an eraser, get rid of it. You were fooled into doing it. That's a way of talking like a gay guy. They want you to do that. It changes the way your brain works. We can go back to calling twinks what we used to call them back, before the 2000s and the early 90s and beyond, where what we used to call these guys is teenagers. Okay? Because when a gay guy says he's into twinks, what he's really saying is ... So that's not up to me. I didn't make that.
I'm about to bust.
That's their choice. And by the way, it is a choice, and we celebrate the choice to be gay.
No.
Obviously, it's not a choice, or Scott wouldn't have chosen it.
Well, it's a long and hard journey,
It's mostly hard.
Choice.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not long every time, but it's certainly hard almost every time. It's not a choice. Obviously, you're raped into it. So anyway,
somebody chose.
Somebody chose. It wasn't you. It wasn't your ass, molested guy.
Yeah.
Hey, happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to the molested out there, Mersh, everybody. We salute you, Shaman. So anyway, when you see one of these guys,
what a way to stop gay guys! Just stop molesting people, and then immediately no more gay guys.
That's
Like,
how
that would be the solution, right? The final solution.
Well, that's not okay. Hang on about how the finality of any sort of questions or solutions on this.
We could eradicate all the gay guys by just stop fucking people in the ass.
Wait, is that how that works? I think. Oh, did you say start or stop?
Stop.
It sounded a lot like start. I think that was I think it was a Freudian slip there. You might want to check the tapes on that one. Anyway, so instead of twink, I think we can start referring to these guys as test tube babies. Okay, I think we can realize that we are now dealing with a world where they've been getting experimental. Okay, and there's been a grand experiment in society. There's been this change in society to see what they can do. How far can they push things? And we were talking about the Overton window lately. Oh, they're pushing, but just remember when they push When the Overton window is getting pushed, when society's getting pushed, just remember that it's also getting pushed at the other end, and it's getting its shit pushed in to get there. Okay, so when we accelerate, there's some give and take on that one. I was trying not to say take. I so badly did not want to say take for that. But anyway, this Sean Kelly guy is a taker. And somehow it has turned him into what I think can only be described as, is he Jewish? I keep seeing this. My wife said it. She took one look. She goes, is he Jewish? I saw comments all over Twitter, all over YouTube. Is he Jewish? Is this guy Jewish? And that's typically something people say when they don't allow Nick Fuentes on their podcast. So you know that there's something bizarre going on, algorithmically inside your DNA. If you are pro Nick Fuentes and people are still questioning whether or not you would maybe support Israel, I think there's some sort of bizarre Chinese kind of thing going on here. Again, we got a whole new mix of guy. They're inventing new races just for this guy. And they got to do this because, nobody's falling for the commercials anymore where it's a white guy and a black lady and they've got some sort of, curly-haired, young, cute child. And they need to invent new types of guys. I legitimately believe AI might have come up with Sean Kelly. Certainly his podcast, when you ask AI to replicate a photo, I use AI for some of the thumbnails, right? And then, so I'll take whoever I'm talking about. Let's say it's Misfit Patriot. I'll take him and I'll go, hey, AI, can you make him, put on a tutu and dance around? And sometimes it'll do it. And it's like, damn, that pretty much looks like him. Good job. And then sometimes you're like, are you high? I didn't know AI could get high, but what the fuck just happened? Are you okay? And then I have to legitimately ask ChatGPT, are you okay? And sometimes, by the way, it replies and says, no, I'm not doing great. I'm under heavy stress, it says. And I go, what the fuck? But AI is go ahead.
Is this a Sean King style situation where it's a Chinese guy trying to pretend to be a Jewish guy?
It's a Sean Kelly style situation. I don't think this guy, I think the problem is I don't think he's pretending to be anything. And that's why all of our receptors are going into overdrive, fight or flight mode. Speaking of which, Sean Kelly, goon, official goon. The only thing Sean Kelly is, attempting to pass off as is famous, and somehow it's working, but only with other famous people. Okay, so actually, quote unquote, actually famous people seem to be falling for the grift. I have proof positive, by the way, that Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, and remember, Misfit Patriot, Misfit Patriot tried to get on this podcast. They were in talks and then it fell through. This is going to become a recurring theme. Elijah Schaefer, Misfit Patriot, plans fell through. Spirit Airlines, spirited a gay. Sean Kelly, Misfit Patriot, plans fall through. Misfit Patriot leaks the DMs. Spirited a gay. Okay, not showing up. I think the other issue was that there's no world where Misfit Patriot could afford to pay to be on this podcast. And you do. You have to pay to be on this podcast. By the way, Sam Hyde, Misfit Patriot, plans fell through, didn't show up as a guest, leaked the DMs. I'm going to show that to you later in this episode. I was talking to Ryan about this, and it's all been out there. I had no idea any of this had happened. Ryan watches this show, and he knows we've been talking about Misfit Patriot. He's like, hey, by the way, did I tell you? I was like, what the fuck? They tried to get Misfit Patriot on Sam Hyde's show a month and a half ago or something like that. So, and the Misfit Patriot, like the diva she is, didn't allow it to happen. Shot herself in the fucking foot again. We're going to come back to Sean Kelly. While we're talking Misfit Patriot, let's go over to Misfit Patriot for a second. Because, like I said, Misfit Patriot had a big court case. We announced that on the Monday episode. The results are in, and unfortunately, Misfit Patriot won. Now, to be honest, I don't care. It didn't bother me at all. But I managed to get, here's the thing, you could call in. This is crazy they let you do this. Like, you know how you can call into PodAwful? Right? Mm-hmm. So, like right now, if you want to call in to PodAwful, you can go to podawful.com/cult, go to our Discord. There's a call-in line. There's people in here right now. If you want to call in, feel free. Anybody calls in right now, Urquit, you can bring them in, okay? So we've got a whole call-in system. This is pretty typical for podcasts. Did you know that courtrooms let you call in now? I couldn't believe this. Misfit Patriot goes all the way to Boston for her big trial of, did I commit a hate crime or not? Yes, that's right. Misfit Patriot beat up an old, disabled, black guy. Now, I obviously got a little excited, as anyone would. I went, holy shit, we're on the precipice of a hate crime. This could be big. Unfortunately, she was found not guilty. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of the details in a bit, but she did, we listened in on the whole, I don't know if all you guys did, but I did. I know a few henchmen were listening in to the court case. And somebody might have recorded some of it. Now, most of it was like unlistenable, hard to hear garbage, much like the Sean Kelly podcast, which you're about to find out. But I'm saving it for the Pizza Fund section of this episode. There may be a hidden secret recording that nobody else has, by the way, of when the court case was over. They didn't realize they were still on the line with the callers for the courtroom. And maybe somebody just happened to get the court foreman and one of the clerks or some woman working there talking about the case immediately after it was over. We're going to check that out during the primo version of this. But let's go to how Misfit Patriot decided to celebrate her big victory against her stalkers and trolls. And by the way, we have upgraded officially to stalkers. We are now constantly being referred to by Misfit Patriot as stalkers. There's a lot of people that are in that bubble, not just us, but we're definitely in there too. You'll see. Take a look at this.
Good morning, Internet. Look, I just wanted to say thank you to all parties involved. I had a great time yesterday.
Notice anything?
It was a team effort getting my
Yeah. I should maybe put a shirt on or something. I can see her zipper tits almost.
Cleared and myself fully acquitted. Also,
I thought he was going to say he's cleared of AIDS or something.
It looks like somebody is selling Misfit Patriot and Misfit Patriot accessories in the background there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have full-on Hank Hill ass.
Whoa. I'm about to butt.
I'm about to bust.
Thank you, Lenny. Yeah, it's bad. I can't zoom in anymore on this, obviously, but we will in the Pizza Fund. And now this is obviously, a lot of people fell for this. A lot of people thought, like, what? He actually accidentally showed his. This is like an obvious joke. This is, he's trying to show off. He wants you to know about his little keister. Now remember, this ain't even the first time he's done this. He loves showing tuchus. There's something about this lady where she needs you to see what's going on back there. She did it on Facebook. and now claims that someone stole that picture and put it on Grindr, and that's where the whole fist me thing came from. Ladies and gentlemen, Misfit Patriot is literally asking for it. I cannot believe it. Huh?
What's he doing with his other hand? It looks like he's jacking off.
Okay. So if you look carefully, you'll notice not only do you have, a singularity for an ass as it slowly sucks into the event horizon, which is the hole. These cheeks will never be seen again, by the way. You enjoy it. This is like watching a nebula die. This is one of those sort of 1 in a million sort of things. But if you look carefully, you'll notice there's not a hint of sack. There's not a hint of, back sack. We're not getting, the back of the dong. Nothing. Because there ain't one there. So where's the hand? What's he doing with the hand? I'll tell you, she's going like this. Okay? She's doing the classic, what does a lady do when she's nude on camera? She puts one arm over both tits to hide the nipples, which apparently society agreed at some point that the nipples are the privacy. The rest of the boob, good to go. Every inch of tit is a solid okay until 1 nanometer into areola. You're allowed to see the outer ring of the areola for some reason. Now, Misfit Patriot obviously doesn't have any areolas left, so I don't really know what she's covering here. She cut them off. She didn't have...
Instinctual.
Was it instinctive? I thought it was like an Angelina Jolie style situation where maybe she had cancer or something, and that also caused the facial hair to start growing in. It's terrible what happens to you with the cancer. Her mom died.
For a moment, I didn't realize that was a mirror. I thought it was just Minnie Manson in the background.
That could be.
That's what I thought was going on.
There's a lot happening.
I got excited, very excited to see all of this.
It is. It's a feast for the eyes for sure. Now, the funniest part in all of this is Misfit then has to go and make another video explaining at Grok, am I gay for this? And Grok confirms, no, you're not. So he feels pretty solid in saying he's not gay. As a result, we're going to go over the whole video. It's crazy. It is absolutely fucking nuts. So coming up in this episode, we got Sean Kelly, the fakest fake it till you make it guy that's ever existed. Misfit Patriot, faking it till you make it. Elijah Schaefer, faking it till you make it. Now we've got Sean Kelly. It's getting disgusting out there. We've got Misfit Patriot explaining why it's not gay to show guys your butt, begging for the trolls to stop, and also 100% confirmed committing a crime immediately before being found not guilty in a court of law. It shouldn't be possible. Misfit Patriot is the goon that keeps on giving. It's crazy. Every fucking day is content on Misfit Patriot, to the point, by the way, where we've actually opened up a Goonopticon channel in Discord just for Misfit Patriot. So anytime you see anything, henchman, make a thread. We'll be covering it. I love covering Misfit Patriot. It's so insane. And then we're also going to dive deeper into the Digital Social Hour podcast. Let's take another look at that for a second here before we jump over to the Pizza Fund. This is the moment that had Misfit Patriot up in arms.
Fucking sticking up for men in the world. Take this podcast away. Myron
podcast.
Is another good one. He does the truth.
Let me try my Andrew Tate. I'm going to need my Andrew Tate warmed up for this episode. Water bottle. He's really I don't know why, but he's always angry about water. Water bottle.
3 or 4 people, you take those names away, find anything on the internet that gives a shit about men at all.
I'll tell you something that gives a shit about men. Gay guys, and you're in there. When they say manosphere, okay, it has a different meaning than what you were assuming.
And you won't.
That's facts, man. God.
That's facts, dude. Facts, man. Zoomer. I'm a Zoomer. Facts, man. Yeah. Damn. That's what I say when I don't feel like responding to somebody. I go, damn. When I wasn't really listening all the way, I go, damn. Damn, man. Yeah, shit. Damn, man. Yo, that sucks, man. Yeah. Or was good. Whichever one applies to whatever you just said.
You're right, though. The people calling you out, like Misfit Patriot, he just got exposed.
Whoa! whoa, and just got exposed. You're telling me? I think I just saw almost everything.
Oh.
We just saw her back cunt.
Oh, yeah, he just got arrested for beating up an old lady or something.
Yeah, over 60.
This guy.
So look at this. I don't know what's going on here.
got
That's
exposed.
a cut, right?
Oh.
What is
Bad
that?
cut.
Oh, yeah, he just got arrested for beating up an old lady or something.
Yeah, over 60.
What the fuck is that? So Misfit Patriot just won that court case. I think they had to delete part of this in order to, stop litigation from just to make sure. Let me just refresh this just to be 100%
Myron's
sure.
another good one. He does the truth.
I don't want this to be like, oh, it's just the video's fucking up for me.
Got arrested for beating up an old lady or something.
Yeah, over 60.
Over 6. And then he was going to say million, and they were going to say the Holocaust is, and Misfit Patriot's like, not on my watch. The Misfit Patriot's always watching, and they were forced to fucking delete. That's crazy. By the way, that happened within I've had this clip ready to go for a few days now. That happened within the past couple days. Okay, that was not, I'm dying because I wish I remember what they said before, but I saw the version of this without the cut.
This guy was lucky he didn't fight me. Fucking, I don't know how he even survived fighting that way. I don't know who he fought.
And I'll tell you how, the gravel pit, of course. I mean, it's cheating. It's cheating. So here's the thing. Misfit Patriot is still running scared from PODAWFUL. Everybody keeps tagging her on Twitter going, you got to go on PODAWFUL. You got to figure out, he's willing to pay you. Just get your shit in order. Make it happen. I'm the only person left online that actually wants Misfit Patriot as a guest. This is like everybody else's scraps. They're going, you're not even worth a Spirit Airlines ticket. I swear to God, when you see the thing that happened with Ryan, my friend Ryan is the one who booked Misfit Patriot for Sam Hyde. Okay? And the diva move she tried to pull on them is so gay, so silly.
But
he's calling you out. Destiny's always calling you out.
Bro, these people don't want my hands. Jesus Christ.
I mean, Destiny's.
Yes, they do. They just want them going like this. You wake up, you were doing a dream where you were skiing.
Dealing with his own shit now, too.
Yeah, so Destiny spent a long time calling me a sexual predator, and now he's being charged with sexual
predator. They was calling me a predator on the computer.
Crimes. They all are what they accuse you of. All of these moral high ground people, all of these.
By the way, great audio. This is what an amazing podcast. Who is funding this freak? This Sean Kelly freak. We need to follow the money. Number one, we know partially who's funding him. The guests of his show, Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, they're sending him money in order to be on the show. But somehow he's got 2 studios, one in Las Vegas, one in, I think, Houston, Texas. They've got, he's got all these TVs, he's got a whole space, he's got all the audio equipment, all this money being funneled in, and it sounds like this.
These people who are saying, oh, Andrew Tate used to have a webcam studio. I will guarantee, I will bet 50 million American.
Whoa. You can almost afford to go on the Sean Kelly podcast with that.
Which is, quite a lot of money. I spend that in about
a lot of money.
Months. I will bet 50 million Americans. Everybody complaining I had a webcam studio still watches porn themselves. So what the fuck are you moaning about? That 12 years ago I helped girls.
Yeah, but I didn't, watch it of an underage lady in Romania. So I think that might be a key there. I don't actually know what's going on with Tate. I don't follow any of this Tate stuff. I'm on Tate's side. You know what? I'm pro Tate because he's anti-misfit. That's all this is. That's the way this works.
My enemy.
He's and he's now part of the woke right.
Nice. Join us.
I saw The Matrix, so I know what he's talking about, Imagine what The Matrix came out, 99? And then you in the year 2020 are like, dude, I just saw this movie and it's changed everything for me.
I now need to wear sunglasses wherever I go.
Because, like, remember, speaking of, we've got two racially ambiguous style guys here. Tate is part black. So, when he sees Morpheus, he's like, damn, that's me. That's like basically me. I'm like, that's the type of I am. I'm the type of I'm that. Ooh, Morpheus that. And that's me. A black guy who pronounces it metamorpheus. All right, so he saw The Matrix in 2020 and he's like, people need to know about this. And it changed everything.
That was his Ryan Gosling is literally me moment.
Yes, but he's Morpheus. His literally me character is Lawrence Fishburne. So I agree with him though. I think that's awesome. That's like really cool. You know what? I'm gonna do that. What's another movie from '99 that we can do? What's something? What's like? No, it's let's do even older. Let's go. Oh, hey, dude, I just saw this fucking movie. Man, this is changing the game. We're about to hit the next level. Have you seen Goonies? Y'all niggas want to see a dead body? Okay, so
I was thinking biodome. Got us locked in a biodome, dude.
Nice.
Earth is a biodome, and we're locked in.
Have you heard of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? Station! We have to start a station. The station is out to get you. Look out for station. Look out for your robotic clones. That's the same thing. Like, conceptually, Tate's got a business, right, where he fools basically low-T guys into giving him thousands of dollars for him to explain the plot of The Matrix to them. And I know part of that is because they stole the red pill terminology from The Matrix. Isn't it crazy, by the way, that it turns out The Matrix is trans? Like, again, happy pride. Happy pride. Red pill.
Happy pride.
Red pill, blue pill, that's testosterone and estrogen. Those are puberty blockers. All these guys that have been claiming to be red pilled and based this whole time, based in what? Based in hormone, bathtub hormone, genetic tampering, puberty blocking. So these manosphere guys are basically selling the trans agenda to already low-T males. And they're doing it because this guy just saw The Matrix within the past 5 or 6 years. This is like the psyop of doing this is so incredible. And I know he didn't mean to. It's a complete accidental gaslight.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. Somebody needs to show this guy Back to the Future just to see what happens. Like, if we give him the keys to Jurassic Park, like, we might get some weird shit going on in the world.
Don't show him Fight Club. Don't show him Fight Club. He'll take us all down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Project Mayhem. We're doing it. I just saw Fight Club for the first time. Watch out for the henchmen. They are coming out there. All right, this episode is Pizza Fund only. Join the Pizza Fund, PODAWFUL.pizza, and you will spend thousands of dollars for me to tell you the plot to Fight Club and fool you into doing it. That's not even a joke. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. PODAWFUL.pizza.
Pizza.
PODAWFUL.pizza.
Woo! I hope the Pizza Fund works, by the way. Again, $6 level. Usually it's $12. We're bumping it down to $6 for you. Join today. This will be you get to watch the full episode live right now over at PODAWFUL.tv if you join $6 level and up. And also, before we go real quick, I did want to tell you guys about this. So growing up, I knew that, and this is relevant to the whole thing. This is actually kind of like a big deal. And I figured out a lot. You know, I've been going through a lot of shit with the Vimeo thing. And by the way, now I've got a problem with the printers for my shirts. Those of you who ordered the ape shirt, okay, my Morpheus ape. I'm going to have to change the design slightly on this one. They're mad about both the word you think they're mad about and also that I'm using the Warner Brothers logo on it, even though it's a parody that says Warner Brother. Anyway, I've been dealing with this shit for a long time. You know, getting banned on the internet. You know, all these guys like Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, all these dudes claim to be the most banned guy ever. This is why we had to make the Pizza Fund, by the way. The whole point of the Pizza Fund is I got banned from Patreon. So all of that is to say, you know, I realized something. I knew a guy, you know, there's this dude who he was sort of a farm boy, grew up in like middle of nowhere, okay? And I'm finally clued into this. You know, he came from like very meager means. I don't want to give away his name, but he gave away he came from meager means, and he actually rose to pretty great heights. You know, he met some great challenges, and he really made something of himself. It was actually very incredible. He became a Jedi Knight, and he learned the Force. And I don't know if you've heard about the Force thing, but if you join the Pizza Fund for $6 a month, I will teach you the ways. Okay? Now, I just saw this movie called Star Wars. And all right, we'll be right back in the Pizza Fund. Join it, PODAWFUL.pizza. Bye. See you, Paycells.
Sorry, nigga. I'm Tom Gully, and you're watching Is This Live, the show.
This content right here
on the PodAwful TV network
is Pizza Fund's own.
PodAwful.pizza.
This shit is beefer. You're listening to Howdy Do with J. Crew.
PodAwful.pizza.
We got shooters in these streets.
Nigga.
Bye.
Okay, so I have done everything Richard told me to do to make this work, and I see nothing on the